Okay, let's unpack this. We've got a really interesting snapshot for our deep dive today. We're looking at a specific moment captured in time from, well, a major source of crypto info, CoinMarketCap. Our source material is basically a collection of headlines and snippets posted there on just one day, June 10th, 2025.
That's right. And it's a mix, isn't it? Pulled from contributors like Crypto Potato News, Canal Coin, Voice of Crypto, BHNUWS, AICryptocore.com, Optimisys, and Cointelegraph, too.
So our mission really is to sift through these headlines. What can we learn about what was, dominating the conversation in the crypto world on that single day, just from this material? Think of it as getting a rapid focused look at the diverse topics and trends people were highlighting.
It's almost like a time capsule for Juneteenth. What were the key signals? What were the potential opportunities people were seeing?
Right, where was the activity centered, according to these specific sources?
What's that?
Okay, let's jump right into what this snapshot reveals then. Looking at the collection, I see, well, a few headlines that speak to broader market predictions and sentiment. There's one here from Voice of Crypto, or VOC, titled, Analyst Predicts Altcoin Season as Bitcoin Dominance Hits Its Peak.
And what stands out to me in that specific piece is the focus on why. Why this prediction? The snippet points directly to Bitcoin dominance and market cycles as the key indicators. It tells you that on this day, analysts covered by VOC were heavily weighing those classic crypto-specific metrics.
Okay. And then, almost in contrast, or maybe alongside it, there's a headline from BHNUWS, Bank of Japan's bold move impacts global markets. The snippet mentions the BOJ delaying reducing its balance sheet and potentially looking at selective quantitative easing again.
Right, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, you've got crypto analysts watching these internal market cycles.
Yeah.
And then you have sources highlighting major central bank actions. The BHNUWS snippet even suggests the BOJ's move was expected to boost risky asset values.
Interesting.
It really highlights how inseparable the crypto conversation is becoming from global macroeconomic forces. It's not just about what's happening within crypto anymore, but how external financial policy might push liquidity towards assets like these.
So even in just this small sample, we see that dual focus, monitoring crypto's own rhythm and watching the giants of traditional finance. Okay, makes sense. What else pops out? Let's drill down to some specific tokens and potential plays being discussed.
Well, Canal Coin had a prediction for Bonk. Bonk price prediction, BONK faces headwinds after 28% monthly dip. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a challenge, right?
Right. A 28% dip isn't exactly great news, but here's where it gets really interesting. The snippet immediately pivots. It talks about potential upsides. It mentions Bonk offers 69% APY and 319% P, and that little cutoff is intriguing, And then it throws out a question about a potential 2,429% ROI, asking if this quietly clawing meme coin could be a powerhouse investment.
Yeah, and this duality, it perfectly captures the meme coin narrative on a day like this. Yes, volatility and significant dips are part of the game, but the potential for explosive, almost unbelievable returns and high yields is what keeps it in the headlines. It's positioning a token that just drops significantly as potentially the most powerful investment opportunity.
It paints a very high-risk, high-reward picture there, definitely. We also see a more maybe straightforward price movement report from Optimisys. Tron signals 14% decline.
Yeah, that just gives you another data point for the day.
Yeah.
Seeing a well-known project like Tron showing a clear decline alongside the volatile speculative bonk discussion gives you a sense of the mixed individual performance happening beneath the broader market sentiment headlines.
Okay. Shifting gears slightly, these sources also put a spotlight on brand new projects, specifically those in the pre-sale phase.
Yeah.
AICryptocore.com ran with top pre-sale crypto in 2025. Blockdag, Dogs, and Snorter joined the race.
Right. And this shows where some of the capital and attention might be flowing into these early stage ventures, hoping to be the next big thing. The snippet highlights Blockdag as sort of leading the pack, specifically mentioning a figure of $291 million already raised. Dogs and Snorter are also listed, noted for their strong community and viral growth potential.
And what's notable is that Blockdag figure, the $291 million, it appears, again, in that earlier Optimisys headline we looked at concerning Tron. That full headline was, Tron signals 14% decline, while Blockdag hits 291 mil and teases NBA deal.
Ah, that's a great cross-reference. Good catch.
Yeah.
So two separate sources on the same day are pointing to Blockdag hitting that $291 million milestone. It reinforces that this was a significant point of discussion, and the optimistic snippet adds that extra detail. The project is teasing an NBA deal.
Right.
That suggests these presale projects aren't just about raising funds, they're also focused on, big marketing moves or potential partnerships right out of the gate.
Okay, so we've seen macro sentiment, specific token performance, both that volatile potential and simple decline, and the pre-sale scene. What else is featured in this day's snapshot?
Well, this collection also points towards the convergence of crypto with traditional finance structures.
Hmm.
Cointelegraph reported on Canary Capital spins up Delaware Trust for staked injective ETF.
Okay, so this is a concrete action by a traditional financial entity, right?
Yeah.
Canary Capital creating a trust in Delaware for this canary-staked INJ ETF.
Exactly. The snippet describes it as an apparent first step towards launching a product. What's significant here is that they aren't just talking about potentially launching an ETF.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking a foundational legal step, establishing a trust specifically for a product that provides exposure to staking, which is, a core yield mechanism in crypto.
Gotcha. So it's showing that even on a day filled with meme coin speculation and early-stage fundraising, there's simultaneous progress being made. Progress in creating regulated pathways for traditional investors to access crypto assets and their unique features like staking rewards.
It really highlights the multifaceted nature of the crypto market just on this one day. It's quite something.
Pulling all these pieces together then, from this June 10th, 2025 snapshot from
Yeah.
CoinMarketCap, you see quite a range of activity being reported.
Absolutely. From macro market signals driven by both internal crypto metrics and global central banks,
Mhm.
down to the volatile, high-potential world of meme coins like Bonk, the more straightforward price movements of established tokens like Tron,
Mhm.
the active fundraising landscape for new projects like BlockDAG, Dogs, and Snorter, all the way to these structured steps being taken by traditional finance players to integrate crypto yields.
This collection reveals that the crypto information landscape, well, at least on CoinMarketCap on June 10th, 2025, was anything but one-dimensional. It covered speculation, fundamental data, new ventures, and traditional financial product development all at once.
It's a window into the diverse and sometimes, contradictory forces shaping the market on just a single day.
So we've taken this deep dive into a specific collection of crypto news headlines and snippets from June 10th, 2025, extracting the key information points presented in the sources. It really demonstrates how looking at a snapshot like this, even just the headlines, can give you quick, relevant insights into the kinds of conversations and events influencing the crypto world at a particular moment.
And perhaps reveals the many different ways people were trying to understand and engage with the market on that day.
So considering this wide mix of news we just discussed, from watching Bitcoin dominance and central banks to, well, betting on meme coin surges, funding new projects, and building regulated ETF trusts, what does this very diversity suggest about the fundamental nature of the crypto market itself on this day? How do these seemingly unrelated types of stories coexist and perhaps even influence each other within the same ecosystem? That's something to think about.